We'll call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. First thing is the adoption of the agenda, and we have some items.
I would like to add one item into the closed intermunicipal matter. June 9th to June 29th.
And so, all in favor of adoption of the agenda as amended? Thank you.
I'll move that motion.
Thank you.
What do you say?
I'll make the motion to do that.
All in favor? Next is accounts payable, and I will have to recuse myself and Eric will.
Hey, can I get a motion to put on the table accounts payable? Sure. Okay, thank Pierre. Any discussion, any questions?
Yeah, I do have one. In regards to EFT 9246 hydrovac services at Dog Park and 4th Street Southeast. I drove by the dog park site and $4,500 of hydrovac is like probably 20 hours hydrovac, and a lot of time spent at dog park hydrovacing the fire hydrant lead for an open dig. Would have saved you a couple $1,000 probably, and it's perfectly good to take an open dig there because it's a gravel road, there's no asphalt to save. I see the shoring box was deployed, although it was like 2 feet too short to be really, you need one more section to make it legally above ground or at ground height or better. But back to the hydrovac thing, why do they keep calling hydrovacs when they keep digging these out? And I never got an answer for our 6th Street, how many hydrovac hours we use there. Just excessive hydrovacing bills.
Yes, we're still investigating that.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I just like to see them dig a little more. We have the equipment to dig, and they should have the ability to dig. And use the shoring box when you're trying to save hard surfaces and trying to save that kind of money, right? Out in a prairie, it made no sense to that. And then another concern with that job, just in particular, the fencing was on top of the hole, just sort of laying down by the dog park. Had a dog, he had to run. There was a user there when I was there, and they were concerned that their dog would have ran into the grates. You could have had kind of not a nice situation there, right? So they should put the fences up when they secure sites at nighttime. I'll show you some pictures after, and you'll see what I mean by not a really good site control there. No construction signs, no anything, just not nice.
Okay, thank you very much. Anything else, anyone? Okay, Matt had made the motion. All in favor? Okay, approved. They want to let Mr. Liepert back in. All yours, Larry.
Thanks. The next item is the delegation, and it's Susan Walter.
Members, I noticed that you were redoing the bylaws for the animal control, and that chickens had been discussed in the past. I guess I would like to include chickens up to the number of 4 hens, no roosters, for various reasons. In the package that I brought, they were all spelled out, the main ones. Chickens do provide eggs, so you can feed your families. They're great pest control, free fertilizer, weed management, waste management. I included a list of a lot of the cities and towns that allow backyard chickens. Some of these cities, such as Edmonton and Calgary, have been doing this for 10 years plus. It's not a cheap procedure. I went into the bylaws of these different cities and looked at what they have to be allowed to have a chicken flock in your backyard. And it includes, start with, obtaining a PID number from the government so that your chickens are traced. If there is any kind of a disease, the government's able to track back to where these chickens are from. The cities such as Edmonton, Calgary, etc., require you to pass a chicken 101 course. This course was developed with the U of A veterinarians. It covers the basics, but it covers a lot to take care of your chickens. And it's not a free course. It's an $85 course. If you do not pass the quiz that comes with this course, you do not get your certification. That's the other step before it even these towns allow you to even buy the coop for your chickens to bring onto your land. So I have contacted the River City Chickens organization. There is an online program. Once you make your e-transfer, they will send you your videos, you watch the modules, make your notes, they send you the quiz, you go through, you do your quiz, you submit it, it is then marked. And I am not sure exactly what mark. I would assume it'd be 80% or better you would have to receive before your certificate is sent to you. At that point, the towns allow you to, go to your bylaw, and you apply for your local license to have these chickens. But before that's even allowed, you have to have your coop made, bought, in place. And then your bylaw officer comes and makes sure it's the regulations as put out by the course, so that your chickens are indeed taken care of and they're not just put in a dog house and not properly maintained. Then finally, once everything is said and done, you would have to pay for your licensing of the chickens locally, which would be a renewal, everything like your dog license, where you don't have cat license, but like a dog license, it would be renewed every year. These towns also have penalties for not complying, where you will be hit with $100 fine per chicken on your land every time bylaw has to come out because you're not complying to what they have set out in their bylaws. So the minimum amount I have come up with would be roughly $500 to invest in having chickens on your land. So this isn't something where somebody can just say, oh, we passed the bylaw, I can get a hold of my friend who has laying chickens and bring 4 home. This is a set up procedure where it's a serious thing. It's not, like I said, it's not just a joke kind of thing. 4 chickens on average will produce 3 chickens a day. In a week, you're looking at 20, I think if it's 3 eggs a day, 21 eggs in a week. If you have a family with young kids, it will eventually help out. The upfront cost, like I said, is minimum $500. In the economic situation we're in right now, I feel that it would be a good decision. One of the other things that is like the #1 rule in these cities, no roosters. That's a big no-no and it's a big fine. So if you're caught with a rooster, basically you could lose your whole setup. I don't know if you have any questions for me on how this goes from here. I really don't know. That's basically my presentation.
Any questions for Susan?
I think if this was to be a possibility, would you be a candidate for a pilot project?
Oh, heck, yeah. The only reason we haven't had chickens on our land the past few years, because I wanted them, is because my husband's like, no, it's not in the bylaw and he doesn't want to get in trouble with the town.
In your research, have you determined, as you mentioned, there will be some administrative consequences, obviously checking. We don't want that people obviously with small, no backyards to have a chicken, right?
Yes.
Or have it, so obviously the bylaw would have to be involved. There would have to be permits, obviously. In your research, have you seen what that permitted process was charging each applicant?
To just have your basic, no, I didn't come across the amount per se. I would think it's probably on the same lines as having your dog license. I think I paid $30 for my dog. And even though he's fixed, I don't have a vet certificate of it. So I paid $30 a year to have my dog.
So I was just curious if you'd come across that. I'm open to a pilot project of this nature. I've always thought, I don't think you're gonna recoup your $500 costs for 4 chickens in a year. That's just, the math doesn't add up, but I have no issue with it. I think farm eggs or fresh eggs are full. I don't know how my neighbors would feel about it, but I'm open to a pilot project.
There's, I compare it to having a yippy dog next door neighbor.
We all have
You
one
could,
of those.
yeah, exactly, right? So if you've got a yippy dog next door and you talk to bylaw, the dog is there. One thing that I did not mention, and I just saw it here, a small flock in the 4 chickens can eat 300 to 350 pounds of kitchen scraps. So that's food waste that's not going into the landfill a year, along with the plastic that would be holding that food scraps going into the landfill. It can be used to feed your chickens. So, it's something to think about because land is precious. I'm not sure what the landfill is like around here or if it's going to have to be expanded anytime soon, but that's something else to take into consideration. That's 300 pounds that's not going per family that has chickens into the landfill site.
Any other questions?
I just appreciate you coming today. I know this has been something you guys have.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
I have a question. We had chickens, maybe about 4 years ago that were allowed in Redcliff. Do you know anybody that had chickens or how was that?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
There was a pilot project in the hat. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the one that I remember.
Because I know Blaine Pledwell had some 4th Street. And I think he's in the 700 block.
600.
600.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't recall there being a bylaw that allowed for that. I
Way to call somebody out.
I do recall that we had to do some enforcement action on a few people.
Okay. That will clear that. I guess that's all and nothing else.
I guess, what would a pilot project exactly look like? Like, is there something that you're proposing pilot project to be?
I guess for myself would to be to see how much can be done, the realistic parameters of it. I don't see it being a big deal, but when it comes to finances, it's not really an issue for our family. For other families I know that have like 6 kids and would think it'd be a good idea to have the chickens. I guess it comes down to the actual budget of it, what the town would charge. Because like I said, the cost, of course, is $85. A coop, if you're handy, you could probably do a coop for $100. If you've got the wood and the wiring and that kicking around. So that's $200 chickens, depending on where you get them, you can probably get them for free, or you might be looking at $20-25 a chicken. So realistically,
So per se, the pilot project, like we tried it, it didn't work out. And then the town, like consensus ended up being to pull back on the pilot
Mhm.
project. Like, would you, as someone who's willing to invest in it, be okay to
oh, for sure.
rip down whatever was built and say
Yeah.
like it was just a trial? And
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yes, because if it's not tried, how are we gonna know if it's gonna work,
Sure,
right? And I mean, butchering chickens is no big deal. If they gotta go, they gotta go.
Yeah.
And they'll be just as good in the freezer as they will in the backyard producing eggs, so.
That's it. Thank you very much for your informative presentation. And go ahead,
I was just gonna make a motion.
for information, or you want to make a motion to go for the pilot project? Okay, go ahead.
A suggestion maybe is there might need to be a little bit more investigation into actually what that pilot project would need to entail. Whether or not we could maybe direct it to administration to review the particulars and bring it back to a future meeting.
And not attach it to animal control bylaw yet, or
I think if administration was given the opportunity, we could bring that back some further information and then you could decide on that.
yeah, I think that's,
Because at this moment, we really don't know all the details of what a pilot project entails.
I think that's kind of what the first motion,
yeah, that
like nothing.
further direct administration to review the request to include prior to second, third reading and bring back information regarding the pilot project to the apple for. So very much along that line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a solid.
So am I okay to go with that?
Yes, I just wasn't sure if we were implementing a pilot project tonight.
No, I was,
That was my only concern because we didn't have all the details.
no, I was gonna go option one.
Okay. Thank you.
That makes sense.
Yes. Would I be notified or do I just watch the minutes and see what's going on that way?
Yeah, I think somebody can have a conversation with you. Administration may even have more questions for you.
And what happens if we decide to do, say, three pilot families to do this and 10 want to try it? Would there be a lottery to see who wins the pilot project spots or
So I think
That's
we
all
need
it is,
to
get into it
look
first?
into that.
Yeah, okay.
Right, maybe it's an application process.
So do you think this will be brought back next meeting then?
Based on resources in the next week and a half, I would suspect in June.
So if we were to let you know when the date is, and then you could come and see what the proposed pilot project would be.
Okay,
Okay, so the procedure here is we'll accept for information and we'll go with option number one.
Yes.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you very much.
thank you.
Good presentation.
Thanks, Susan.
So the next item is adoption of the April 27th council minutes.
I'll move that for adoption.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Redcliff Library Report for information.
I'm with that.
Any discussion? Favor? Next item is Redcliff Cypress Regional Waste Management Authority meeting.
That for information.
Any discussion? All in favor? Next item is bylaws, bylaw 2006/2026 tax rate bylaw. Second and third reading. Anybody?
Put on the table for a second.
Okay, any discussion?
I
All in
did
favor?
have, sorry,
Go ahead.
one quick question into the, it was just the grid. You were showing the percentages of each one, correct? do those, each department include salaries from those department, or are all salaries included in administration?
There would be a portion of all of those included in the admin salaries, but each one of those grids is including the salaries directly associated.
Okay, that answers my question. Thank you. Yeah, is the salaries for each department, is it in there or is it all lumped into one? All right. Yeah, okay, that's what I was curious.
Any other discussion for second reading? All in favor? Someone want to put it on the floor for third reading?
That.
Discussion? All in favor? Bylaw number 2007/2026, transportation of dangerous goods bylaw for first reading.
Yeah, first reading.
Go ahead, read. Okay, any discussion?
Just curious, on the map, it shows the southern district on the one side of Redcliff in red, I'm assuming it's red. And the other dotted blue on the north side. Was there any specific reasoning? Oh, one's restricted because it's a residential. Sorry, I didn't catch that till just this very second. My apologies.
Any other question? All in favor? Next item is request for decision asphalt repair, 1401 Highway Avenue Southeast for consideration.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Bernie, thank you.
What's your motion, I guess?
For discussion here. Sure, which option to go to? I'd like to have some conversation first on this.
We can make whatever.
We can adjust, yeah.
Option one or
Option 3, I think.
option three?
Yeah.
Okay, any discussion?
If we, sorry, go ahead.
Like, what reserve would you say would be the best to fund this through?
That's, I was gonna,
What was that for?
What reserve would you say would be the best to fund this through?
I would just fund it from a surplus. It's an unrestricted reserve. Right?
Yeah, my thinking is it's a big chunk of the budget and how do you explore cost relief measures, like have our guys do the excavation and have a paving company just base and pave the asphalt. What kind of a price reduction would you get there?
We have not explored that.
You got a lot of manpower and equipment here that could really make this cost come down by over a third, I would think.
the estimate was $80,000, correct?
And is that 1 foot of base or is that going down 2 feet? Like do a truck road spec?
That's right down to the base.
But how deep a base are you putting back in? Because if you're going 24 inches, it'd be more expensive than 12 inches and does this, yeah. Truck roads are usually 24-inch base and this is that, like it's
Excavation to a depth of 0.75 meters from finished grade,
how far?
0.75.
0.75?
It's more than,
Yeah, that's truck road standard.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see what kind of price would be just to pave it out and our guys do the compaction, the excavation.
I don't have that price.
Yeah, I don't think you would have, but number 3 is kind of directed to continue implementing road safety measures and return with road repairs as not been actually budgeted with these other options maybe presented to us. I think just to write a check and pay someone is a little premature.
Well,
There was it was sent out though, right?
Yep.
And there was 3 people who came back with different prices.
the way I'm looking at it through the chair, estimation would be $82,000 for ourselves to do it, and that's blowing through half of our budget, correct?
The $80,000 was for a contractor to come in and do the traffic accommodation and repair the site.
And transit paving came through exactly at that
Yes.
budget. Okay.
82,000.
And that's all inclusive, that's traffic safety and everything.
We stated money was tight, we probably saved 20 grand by doing selling stuff ourselves, have them just pay it, right?
Any other discussion? Okay,
I would just like to know, we do keep all those into consideration when we're taking a look at these programs and what our resources and capacity is. So I do understand, but we do keep all those things in mind as well. Can certainly go back and reevaluate if that's what you would like, but just please note that we do take all those things into consideration, whether or not we have the capacity and resources to do some of these things in-house.
Yeah, I think definitely bring this back and see if it could be
And so
improved in maybe the next meeting or 2 meetings down the road.
are companies willing to do a vantage job of something that was done from somebody else,
Oh, for sure.
right? Or
Yeah.
are they gonna charge us more because of that?
No, you save a lot of money. Back when I worked here, we did a lot of these excavations and compactions ourselves, and we just brought in either affordable paving or transit to come and just do the asphalting of it. Really stretched our budgets quite a bit. Because out of the asphalt budget, you use some, if there's not money for gravel, out of our standard gravel budget, we could buy the gravel and stuff. And so there's really good ways to really stretch our money if we just utilize our guys. And it's all about prioritizing what you're doing, right? Like it's,
I think that's where my next point was gonna be, is the prioritization. If we have to wait another month to get this to come back and then make a decision like that, this area is treacherous. We're already looking at options to do the signs on that road, right? For Tim Hortons. We could be looking at, if one of these companies is willing to do them both, getting a package deal instead of just doing it one for one, right? And it could all be done at once. But I don't want to see that road look like that all summer long. The sooner we could get that done, I think the better. Like in that spot, it's such high traffic, there's trucks there. It's a nightmare on every single person's suspension, for sure.
go ahead, Harry.
To administration, if you were to have, I'm assuming you would go with transit at the 82,000. Did they have insight as to when they'd be able to perform such a task?
If we went with transit, it would depend on all the other boats around town coming in. If they were the lowest bidder, then we could get it all done. Unless they were in town repairing the other areas. So other than that, 30 to 60 days, depending on their time schedule.
My opinion on this is the roads are not in good shape. And for our workforce to just fix the small potholes is more than they could possibly handle. And I think we should just contract this particular project out. Like that, there's just potholes all over the place that have to be repaired. So
There
they're
ain't a stop sign, it's a big pothole right at that stop sign.
It's not even a bottle anymore.
Yeah, it's a
yeah, but
crater.
definitely needs to work. 100% it does.
So I'm not for this, but anyway, if everybody's done, we'll call the vote. Anybody in favor? Voice of the vote.
I got, when I was looking at this, I thought 82,000 was quite a big pill to swallow. So me personally, I'd be open to see if there is any cost saving measures to this. But that's just me. I just think for such a small area, $82,000, like if we have to wait another month to do it.
And that's my take too, is a phone call tomorrow, you'll know how much it will be just to replace the asphalt and then bring it back the next meeting that we can, if that was find money to do it, there's not gonna be much savings.
If there's a chance to save some money on this, I'd be willing to entertain that, in my opinion. It's just I can't wrap my head around $82,000 for such a small piece. I get it. It needs to be fixed.
Wait till next year, just maybe 2 weeks or a month of time just to reassess this and bring it back, right?
We're just encountering, every time we put out any of the requests for quotes right now, they're coming in higher.
And that's
Fuel costs are,
it's gonna happen again in 2 months, the 82,000 will be at 87.
Anyway,
I'd
I
like
guess,
to withdraw my motion then, because the wait till next year isn't what I would want to do at all with this.
These are just suggested motions.
Yep. if you want
Motions
to
can
your
be,
own.
read like,
they didn't want, someone want to make a different motion. Do you want to make a different motion?
Yeah, I'll do a different one. I'd like to direct the administration to continue implementing road safety measures there and to return with the road repair option in 2 weeks.
So just to understand, the motion is.
Give us 2 more weeks of time to see if we can really save money by doing some stuff in-house.
I think if we were, like you're saying, I see where you're going, right? And if we were to look at in-house just scraping and letting them build it, right?
No,
And
I
then
think us,
seeing what
dig
that
out the
price
asphalt,
difference would be.
dig out the 2 feet, we do all the excavation, all the
Yeah.
placement. We have the equipment to do it. It's not a complicated job to do it.
So now we do the placement and compaction and then
Yes.
they come and just lay asphalt.
Yep. We've done it before with these guys, and
The timing would be the issue, right?
yeah, time is, but on the table, there is like to work with the contractors, you do work with them, and then you pick a time when it's mutually doable. She'll get her window of, okay, we need a week lead time to get our stuff mobilized up to you guys. Then you know when you need to do this, and by keep your housekeeping in order on other things, you can ship to this kind of a thing, get it done, and then it's just prioritizing and just shifting what you're doing, right?
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, would we put a different motion on the floor then?
I'll direct administration to proceed with asphalt repair on 1401 Highway Avenue to be funded out of the unrestricted reserve.
accumulated.
I'm sorry, accumulated surplus. And to follow what was it, transit paving bid.
Any discussion? All in favor? That's passed. Next item is policy. Policy number 102, perimeter fencing adjacent to parks and public reserves. Floor for that.
Yeah, I would move this perimeter fence adjacent to parks or public reserves be approved as presented.
Any discussion?
Just upon reading it, I just had a question about the cost falling on the homeowner. The cost of putting up the fence originally is on the town, right? And then maintaining their side of the fence is on the homeowner.
Sorry, clarify that question again. The original cost, when,
So to install the fence, right, because this is a bylaw that is the town, like we're saying that you have to have that fence there, so we're putting the fence up.
so typically when we've done like the east side subdivision, the west side, Kipling, those subdivisions, we have constructed that fencing as part of the subdivision.
Okay.
And then the homeowner is responsible for maintaining it.
And that's, so their responsibility is maintaining their side, right?
Maintaining the entire, like, usually it's been, chain link fence. There is some cases where it is, wooden. There is some clarity that we will be coming back at a future meeting with regards to some fencing on after 20 years, who's responsible. We'll be bringing that back for some clarity.
So this is for any new development. This isn't any fencing that isn't existent beside the park right now.
It does reference it in there. There's kind of two parts, but yes, typically when we did like any of the parks as well, or those subdivisions that I mentioned, we had put up the fence. That is my recollection.
Yes, and this just came to me. If I'd known, if I'd thought of it sooner, I might have recused myself. I live right beside a park and there's no fence between my house and the park. I'm concerned that town's gonna come in and put up a fence.
And again, based on various decisions made, I don't know that it was on every.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's where I was kind of at. That's where my concern was, because if it's like we're demanding it from these people and they don't even want the fence, then who are we to say like we have to
This
put this fence here?
addresses existing or new ones going forward.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming when I first read it, but then you brought that up and I kind of, yeah, okay.
There's a fence on the south side of yours, right?
Yes, yeah, there's on the south side where Sherry lives, but on my side, it's just the house.
And that's where you want it.
And I'm fine with that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Which you saw. Main Street North.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Next item is correspondence. Alberta municipalities email from Dylan Wesley, provincial property tax awareness. For information. Someone want to move that from Matt? All in favor? Next item is Southern Alberta Summer Games for information.
I'll move to receive for information.
Matt? Any?
Yeah. Counselor Silver?
Call? Matt did the first one. Eric did the second. Any discussion? All in favor? Next is other Redcliff Days 2026 itinerary for information.
What's that?
Bernie? Any discussion? All in favor? Next is municipal managers report for information.
I'll put on for information.
Thanks. Matt? Any discussion?
Oh, I had a question. There.
Go ahead, Matt.
Just. The power rate, that was for the back alleys and stuff.
Correct.
We have it now. Have we been using it yet?
Yes, correct. We are starting our energy maintenance in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
If you've not seen it already.
Someone I know called the town about park footing. And it was done like the next day, so he was very impressed by it. I just noticed, when I walked it, I just noticed that there was a smoke. So I wasn't sure if it was a power rake or if it was a grader that. If I could, I'm just curious, like if the power rake would leave a window. Even if it's just like a small one.
I know when we did our pilot project, there was some on the edges of the alleyways that we had to go back and to bridge on ourselves,
Right.
but it just depends on the area that we see them in,
So
right?
was it the grader or the power rake?
I,
But either way, like he was super impressed when he called and very happy and it looked really good. It's just, I was curious about if the power rate will leave that small window. But that's my only question.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Next item is council reports. Go ahead, Matt.
I got nothing.
Council meetings.
Oh, I do have some things for all us councilors to purchase from the youth center for a raffle to support them with. That's about it, really. Just can't get you guys money.
Is that the one that's online too?
You never bought one, right? I don't want to hear that, Matt.
Councilor Solberg.
Other than the landfill and a few other issues, few phone calls from residents, nothing. Some people are extremely happy with the sign that's being put out prior to sweeping. They're not just doing it the same day, they're doing it prior to and getting a lot of positive feedback on that. So kudos to the administration for that and for the workers, of course. That's all I got.
The library is status quo. They're doing a great job and they have a book sale for Redcliff days. To get ready for that. And then on Seawalk, nothing really Redcliff pertinent that happens at Seawalk too much and not what to tell you about that meeting, but is there any direct way to take with those meetings?
Flowing the river out.
They didn't say,
Well,
but
low back.
snowpack is low, they say. But then that's the guy at Cypress Hill says it's low, but the guy out west there says there's a decent snowpack. They expect lots of water this year.
I hope so.
Lots of
Cabin
water.
Lake's a little,
low, it's a fall, it's.
Well, they're working on a diversion to do a pipeline to it to get out, they filled up with the pipeline, so you might see that.
they're talking about that a few years ago,
That's got a possibility of going.
filling it from St. Mary.
Okay, so I've been at the seniors meeting and they're waiting for the presentation of the building report. I've been to the Redcliff Legions and meeting. They're getting ready for their 100th anniversary. They have bricks and stuff to sell, shirts and stuff. They had a Neil Diamond impersonator there and it was sold out, so things seem to be going good there. That's good. So the next item is landfill.
We have
graphs.
a motion to receive that
Oh, read
report.
I'll make that motion.
landfill graphs for information. For me?
We need to vote to repeat that.
Oh, all in favor? Now, we'll move to landfill graphs for information.
I'll move that for information.
Favor? Counselor, important meetings for information.
I'll move we receive for information. Sorry, perhaps.
Okay. Any discussion?
What is the state of the region one, Tim?
Each of you should have received an invitation. It's this Thursday. 11 till 11 or 11:30 till 1:30.
Optional during work,
Optional.
optional, okay.
There is a fee attached. Deadline was today, but if any of you are wanting to attend, I can,
Training.
Yeah, I actually have training too. Not even lying, I have NCI training. His smile didn't look very honest.
The whole I want is the elite training that day.
Any other discussion? Proceed for information, all in favor? Next is a recess. I guess we might need only a 5 minute. Okay. Let's have a 5-minute recess at 7:43. We are right on. You go.
he has been released.
It's also my wife's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Award the water treatment plant desludging project to BYZ in the amount of their quote, 247,
No.
244, 200.
Sorry. Let's get clarification on that amount.
244, 150.
250.
Yeah, that's what I have, a budget increase of $50,000 with the additional funding to be funded from the water treatment reserve.
Any discussion? All in favor? Next motion.
Aaron,
All in favor?
Who made that motion?
Brady.
Yes, dude, yeah, cargo would be good.
Don't throw me under the bus.